Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Dion back with a daily Fanduel building video for today, March 2nd. I usually talk about every single play that I see that I think is a little decent, but from now on, man, to make these videos shorter, I wrote a list out of the few plays that I like today, and I'm pretty much gonna talk about those plays. And if you have any question on any other plays, just hit me up in the comment section, and we can go back and forth, or you get me up on Twitter. So. Right off the bat, I don't know why I'm on center right now because we usually start out with point guard. I do like Westbrook, but he's not on my list of plays here just because he's kind of unnecessary at that price today. But we can start off with Chris Paul. I like him a lot. He's in a great spot. This game, the over under this game is pretty darn high. Let's take a look at it real quick. So 219 over under pick 'em. So there is a possibility. They saying basically there's a possibility of overtime in this game. And I think they're actually right, man. I really can't call a winner in this game, but just seeing that OKC's been struggling in DVP a little bit against point guards, and Chris Paul, this is a game where he likes to exceed, man. When he goes against big time point guards, he loves to show out, man. And if they want to go off, man, I'm almost certain Chris Paul's gonna go off here. So it's just a matter of price and if I think guys will outvalue it. But I would not be surprised to see Chris Paul get anything from 45 to 52. Well, 45 to 55 here in this matchup. Right now, we can look at it and see OKC is a bottom 10 team versus point guards. I know a little bit has to do with they just played Curry, but he only had like 50, 59. I don't know, man, if that made that big of a difference. But he did have some Curry effect. But they still been in the bottom 10 for pretty much all season. So I like Chris Paul a little bit here. Have no problem with him here. Oh, and actually, let's go back to DPP. Let's see what the Clippers rank. So Clippers top 5 team versus point guards there. So I mean, it's Russell Westbrook, so he pretty much do whatever he wants. But I'm just looking elsewhere. So Chris Paul's in a great spot. Let's go take a look at his usage. I have NBA pulled up right here. I just clicked off the tab like an idiot. Oh my god, now I gotta open it back up. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, load up NBA. Okay, now it wants to load super slow. So for the guys that don't know how I usually go to use stats, you go to NBA.com/stats, then you go to player stats, sortable player stats. Then you want to go to usage. And then you pretty much just want to filter it from there. So we can go take a look at Chris Paul. Let's see. We want to see the trend. So I don't like to do the whole season because we're not getting a trend. I think they've pretty much been set with the same roster for like the last 3-4 games now. So today's the second. So I think we could probably start it off since a week ago. Probably a little bit more than a week ago. So we'll put maybe like almost 2 weeks. Okay, so for like the last 2 weeks. What? Oh, why am I on March? Oh, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. So they have the second year. So we'll start at maybe like the 21st of February. We'll do that. I think that's pretty solid. So that's 4 games there. So I think that's pretty solid. So in the last 4 games, Chris Paul has a 25.8 usage rate. Decent, not great at all for his price tag. But in a game like this, I think he probably gets a bump a little bit. I'm just almost certain that Chris Paul's gonna have to take over a little bit just for them to keep it close here. OKC defense hasn't been the greatest in the world, but still. I like Chris Paul a lot here. So 10.2, I'll probably fade him in cash, but I like him a little bit more in tournaments because there's a few guys I like in cash a little bit more, but we'll get to them. Then next we have John Wall at the same price. Let's take a look at this over under here. So where's it? Okay, 220 over under, man. That is the highest over under the day, not including Houston and New Orleans, but it is a closer spread. So I definitely like this a lot. Oh no, pause. The Clippers is basically a 220. So, but man, this is definitely a game where you can get some more value plays. From Washington and Minnesota, seeing that all the best guys, you don't really trust anybody in OKC. For OKC, besides KD and Durant and the Clippers, probably just trust Chris Paul, man. That's about it. The other guys are in good spots, but you really can't call them from day to day. So yeah, Washington, Minnesota. I like this 220 over under. Washington's on the road, they're favorite, but I think this game can actually be higher scoring than that. Both these teams don't play defense. We'll actually go take a look at efficiency. So we'll go see where Minnesota ranks in efficiency, where Washington ranks in defensive efficiency. I don't know why my internet's going so slow today, but it's cool. Probably because I got a million tabs open, and I was that's probably why I'm not like doing a live stream. I was so lazy that I didn't feel like taking all the tabs, and I just got a million tabs. I didn't feel like scrolling through all of that. Let's go defensive efficiency. So we all know Washington plays at one of the fastest pace, but then you got Minnesota, one of the worst defenses, and let's go see where Washington ranks. So they're close to middle of the pack, but still, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they're favored in this game. But let's go take a look and see where Minnesota struggles the most with. So we're still at DVP on the season. So Minnesota, bottom 10 team versus point guards, and then we just know what John Wall's been doing. He has a crazy high usage rate as well. So let's go take a look at him. And just looking at the matchup on paper, John Wall versus Ricky Rubio. Man, I will say this though, because every time I play point guards against Ricky Rubio, they flop. But for some reason, the DVP is still high up on them. But John Wall, 27.7 usage rate in a faster paced game than probably OKC and the Clippers. And then you got a guy in a good matchup here. So that's probably a pivot off of Chris Paul. I think he's a little bit safer just because we've seen John Wall balling a lot lately. There's guys like Jeff Green, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick that can have great games. If anybody's going to have a great game on Washington, it's going to be John Wall, man. He usually seems to be the benefactor. Let's see who's been more consistent at that, too, between the two. 58, 45, 49. He had one back. He had, okay, against Miami, super slow-paced game. And that was a back-to-back game as well, so I'm not going to kill him for that. And Miami plays at a super slow pace in the defense. They have one of the best scoring defenses, so I'm not going to kill them for that. But the Chicago game is pretty disappointing. They didn't have any D-Rose, and they still lost that game. But other than that, 65, Milwaukee, one of the best point guard defenses. So pretty much in bad matchups, he's probably not going to get you. But I think this is a great matchup here. But he still has a 58, 50, 50, 60, 46, 45. And let's go take a look at Chris Paul. 36, 35, 41, 42, 42, 45. So, I mean, we do have the big games from Chris Paul, like got the 66 versus Boston, double overtime, but still a great game nonetheless. 54 versus Spurs, that's pretty darn good. Then a 71 versus Sacramento, man. Anybody could do that against Sacramento. So, man, I don't know, man. It just comes down to the fact that I think OKC defense could get more timely stops than Minnesota. I like John Wall a lot here, man. At 10K, just 200 cheaper than Chris Paul. And in tournaments, I'm almost certain that Chris Paul will be higher owned just because people love to pick on OKC. So John Wall, he's in a great spot here. I like him. So next point guard we'll talk about. I'm not high on Lillard today. You guys know DVP. And if you really want me to get in depth about Lillard, man, just hit me up in the comments. So when I skip over these guys, just make sure you hit me up after the in the comment section. I don't know why I'm stuttering right now. Oh, it's crazy. Kemba Walker in a back-to-back versus Philly. I still like the matchup here. Kemba 8,200 versus Philly. Let's go take a look at DVP here. What's that? Okay. Let's see where Philly ranks. Bottom 10 as well, 43.92. Just rounded off to 44, damn near. Then you got Kemba Walker coming off a great game today. I think Kemba's going to be super high owned in cash games. So as far as cash games go, and that's pretty much what I love Kemba here today, man. You're probably going to get him about 35 to 40% in cash. It is fadeable in cash games, but golly, has a great matchup here. Philly hasn't been stopping any point guards lately. John Wall just had like back-to-back 50-point game. Kemba's coming off a great game here. Man, let's go take a look at usage for Kemba. And that's one of the guys you probably want to play for the block. Let's see. See his usage in the last couple games. So 25.0 usage rate. That's pretty much the same as Chris Paul, and he's basically about 2,000 cheaper with a better matchup. So I mean, damn, I love Kemba for cash. There is some flop upside just because this game could possibly turn to a blowout. Let's go take a look at the over-under and the spread. So 208 over under. It's only an 8.5 point spread, and they're on the road. So I think there's a possibility this game does stay close enough that Kemba plays fourth quarter minutes. So I like him a little bit here. And he's coming off a great game, so you already know people's gonna chase those points. So in cash games, I think you could rock with him. 47 FDP. Let's see what's the last time he flopped in a bad matchup. Okay, he flopped against Brooklyn. 54 with Chicago, great matchup. So he really hasn't had that many great matchups lately, and the ones he has, he's pretty much exploded. He's pretty much exploded in those. So I love Kemba a lot, especially being that it's on the road. I think this game stays close. Well, at least close enough that he plays in the fourth. So after that, we'll get off of him. We'll talk about Drew Holiday, man. A lot of people will be scared off of him because of Eric Gordon and AD possibly playing. I do think AD is gonna play though. Let's go take a look. He's questionable, but he did practice fully on Tuesday, so I'm almost certain he plays today. And man, I love Drew Holiday. The usage is through the roof. I want to actually go take a look at something since I want to go look at the last game. When was the last time they played? Let's say the 27th, I think it was. So we're gonna go to New Orleans. See what his usage was for that game. So, oh man, the usage dropped crazy with Eric Gordon back. I probably should have did a little bit more research. And now that AD's here, the usage might drop a little bit more. In the minutes, I don't know if the minutes are really gonna come down, but man, look at the over under for this game. We just seen three people. We seen Jabari Parker, Giannis. No, matter of fact, it was four people. We seen Giannis, Chris Middleton, Jabari Parker, and Jared Bayless have crazy games against Houston. They just put up 128 points. I would not be surprised to see New Orleans do something similar. So, man, I think you can even play. I'm almost certain you could play Drew. Probably AD. He's super expensive, so that might be That might be a little bit too risky. But man, I like that stack. So we can actually go look at Milwaukee, see what they did real quick. So Jared Bayless in 35 minutes he put up 28. Okay. Mike Carter Williams didn't play, but okay, cool. Chris Middleton at 44, he put up 50 basically. Okay. Giannis Antetokounmpo put up 60 FDP in 42 minutes. Okay. Jabari Parker put up 47 FDP in 40 minutes. Okay. So man, that's definitely. I mean, I'm not certain that any guys except for AD is probably gonna play 40 minutes, but it's just showing you that you can still these guys can still hit value against Houston, man. That's how bad the defense is right now. Maybe it was because Houston was on the road that even occurred, but I still like guys like Drew, man. It's tough now that I see that his usage dropped crazy and AD's coming back, but I still think he's in a good spot here. But it probably makes him more of a tournament option for me now instead of definitely not in cash. Definitely not a cash gameplay, especially with a lot of studs on the slate. And he will not be high owned at all. So if he does flop, you're kind of screwed in cash. Now we have D Rose here. Second leg of a back-to-back versus Orlando here. We're not certain if Taj Gibson's gonna play, so that can be a huge factor in whether the game stays close or not. Let's take a look. Oh, he heard a pop in his right hamstring. Oh my God. So there's probably that's okay. Yeah, so there's probably a big chance that he doesn't play, and they're already low on big men. So this game could turn into a blowout, seeing that they are on the road here. Man, I still like D Rose as far as DVP goes and matchup. Man, he can still have a great game here today. But let's see what Vegas thinks. Okay, Chicago. Oh, just refresh. So they still only have Orlando as 3.5 point favorites, 4 point favorites. But Orlando's been balling at home. They've had pretty good games. We've seen them keep it close with Golden State for most of the game, and then they're getting an undermanned Chicago Bulls team. So maybe this can turn into a blowout. But right now, Vegas doesn't think so. That could be a trick. But I like D Rose here. We'll take a look at his usage rate real quick in the last few games. Let's go just see what it was yesterday, man, because that's going to be a huge indicator. I'll go to 29. So D Rose, a 31.2 usage rate, man. So if this game does stay close, we got DVP working in our favor. We got a high over-under, well, decent over-under with Orlando. So they're pretty much close to being bottom 10, middle of the pack. I think D Rose still in a great spot here. It's not that big of a difference from 43.23 to freaking 43.67. I like John Wall today. So clearly D Rose in a good spot here. This game, I don't know how much it'll be up in pace, but Vegas thinks this will be pretty high scoring. So Chicago really hasn't played any defense lately. If you notice, man, they've given up over 100 points in like double-digit straight games. So I think we can actually go look at it because I watch a lot of Bulls games, seeing that I'm a D Rose fan, being that I'm a D Rose fan. So uh, we'll actually go look at it right now. How many straight games have they given up over 100 points? So and let's see how many points well over 100 the points are. So okay, let's go. Oh, okay. They just let Miami shoot 67% against them yesterday. Gave up 129, 103, 103, 104, 115, 106, 106, 113, 108, 112, 115. Oh my God, 102. Okay, so that 105, 120. So let's go count these games. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So pretty much 14 straight games giving up well over 100 points, man. And Orlando's coming in. They pretty much didn't play that. They pretty much didn't play yesterday. They got blown out. Not a lot of guys played minutes. Let's go look at Oladipo minutes. 24, that's nothing. Let's go look at Vucevic. 24, that's nothing. Go take a look at Aaron Gordon. I think he played a little bit over that. 19, that's nothing. We don't really care about overpaying. So those are pretty much the key guys right there. So I'm almost certain they're pretty well rested. They are traveling back home. But still, man, I like D Rose here. If this game somehow stays close, I might just have to roster D Rose in the tournament. But just because I have my doubts about it staying close. But Vegas thinks so. So next we'll move on to Mike Conley. He's probably my favorite pass game player today. There's no way I'm fading him at all. The usage rate doesn't even have to be crazy, man. We're about to go take a look at it right now. I haven't even looked at it in the last few games, but let's see. Let's just go back to, let's say, the 22nd. I know Gasol's been out for that amount of time. So Mike Conley, 25.0 usage rate in the last 4 games. He's getting Sacramento. This team cannot play defense to save his life. Let's go take a look at the over-under. 214 over-under Memphis 5-point favorites. Usually you'll usually see a Sacramento game a little bit higher over-under, but I guess since the Grizzlies play kind of slow, it's not that high. But man, Sacramento doesn't play any defense at all. They're up in pace, and Memphis is at home, so I'm almost certain Conley's gonna have his way here. Rondo's a little banged up. He's probable to play. He's still good, but man, Conley's gonna be at least 50% owned in cash. He's a lock right now for me. The usage is pretty good. The over/under is pretty good. The pace of the game is pretty good. And let's go take a look at DVP, the last deciding factor. Sacramento bottom 5 against point guards this season. So I'm loving some Conley here today. He's in a great spot. The price isn't too high at all either. So let's go see what he's been getting lately. He's had a couple down games, but against Denver, okay, he only played 29 minutes there. He didn't have to do much. Everybody was pretty much feasting. Phoenix 32, 29 against the Lakers, 43 versus the Lakers. Of course, we know Toronto shuts down point guards. 41 versus Minnesota, 33 versus Brooklyn, 33 versus Portland. So I think he's pretty safe here, man. He has a pretty solid floor, I think, especially in good matchups. The only problem is he doesn't look like when he's not aggressive on offense. But I think this is a situation where he'll definitely be aggressive, and he's gonna have to look to score, man. Boogie's probably gonna feast in the paint, so they're definitely gonna need a lot of scoring from Conley in this situation. So I like Conley a lot, man. I think he definitely sees more than 29 minutes today, though. I don't know why he's been playing that low minutes. I guess they're trying not to run him into the ground because he's had hamstring injuries this season and stuff like that. But definitely a situation where even if he plays 30 minutes, he shouldn't have less than 35 FDP. So I like him a lot. He's pretty much locked into cash. So the next point guard we'll talk about, I think that was pretty much it on my list. A lot of these guys are tournament options. Oh yeah, I did have Russell. I like D'Angelo Russell. He's coming off a great game. It is a back-to-back, and they're traveling to Denver. And then they're gonna be playing in the altitude. I'm not so sure if I should be high on him, but I think he's in a decent spot. Let's go take a look at DVP. So yeah, Denver's been struggling against point guards a little bit too. These might actually be the two highest point guards, man. Even with Kobe back, Lou Will is out, so I think that still puts Russell in a good spot. And man, I like him a little bit, and you know he's gonna try to show up, man, because Moutier. Oh man, this is gonna be a spot. This is gonna be a good game now that I think about it, because I think Moutier probably is gonna feel some resentment that he didn't go above Russell. These are top 5 picks. Oh no, I think Moutier actually went 7th in the draft, but still, man, the top 2 point guards taken in the draft, and I know Russell's probably gonna try to show out again. So I like him a little bit here. And after that, Moutier is a pretty solid option. I didn't write these guys down, but I think those two guys are a pretty solid option. So we can pretty much move on to shooting guard. James Harden, my favorite shooting guard of the day. Man, when before Eric Gordon was injured, we loved playing shooting guards against New Orleans, and now that he's back, he's still not playing any defense at all. Let's go take a look at what Levine did against him. 28 FDP. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 32.5 FDP, 25 actual points in 36 minutes. Man, James Harden is gonna play 40 minutes here, man. I think he's in a great spot, and he's probably gonna be high on. Now that I think about it, the two plays for Cash probably gonna be Conley, D'Angelo Russell. Then you got James Harden here, so I think we kind of build this lineup as we go. But I love James Harden here. We all know his usage is super high. We don't even have to go take a look at that. But let's go see where New Orleans ranks in DVP versus shooting guards just on the season. But now that Eric Gordon's back, it's definitely gonna go. So they're still bottom 5, and now that Eric Gordon's back, pretty much just locks. I can just lock him in here. James Harden's super consistent in good matchups. Let's go see what he's been doing lately. 48. He had a disappointing game versus Milwaukee. That's fine, but this is New Orleans. 65 versus Portland. 53 versus Utah. 55, 57, 57, 45, 54. So man, I don't see any way that he does have a bad game here. And some of these games are still when they had the small ball lineup, and now that they're back to playing the traditional lineup with Patrick Beverly, James Harden, Ariza, a typical power forward, and not Corey Brewer and Trevor Ariza there, and then Dwight Howard. I think James Harden's in a great spot here. I love him a lot versus New Orleans. Let's go take a look at the over under. What's it at? 220 over under. Rockets 5.5 point favorite. So man, I definitely love James Harden here. He's in a great spot. He's pretty much, there's no way I can fade him in cash, man. I think he's gonna be super high owned, and he has 70 point ceiling. Let's go see what he had. What's his ceiling? He said 65. He probably hasn't had 70 all season, but man, anybody that can score back to back 40 point games, I definitely like him in a good matchup. So James Harden, great spot here. No way I fade him. The next shooting guard we'll talk about. I like Andrew Wiggins a little bit just for the fact that this game's gonna be up in pace. This game should be close. And let's go take a look at Andrew Wiggins' usage rates in the last couple games. I think he has the highest on the team right now. Andrew Wiggins 28.4 usage rate, and he's gonna get a lot of Otto Porter defense. So I'm definitely in love with that. I think Andrew Wiggins solid. You can pretty much stack that game, man. Um, I like so many guys in that game just because of the pace of the game. I like Levine, like Wiggins, but we got off Wiggins, man. I'm gonna keep it real short with him. And now Will Barton's in a great spot here. I know he flopped last game, but there's no way he's doing that twice, especially coming off. That's Memphis they just played, so I'm not surprised to see him flop. But against the Lakers on the second night of a back-to-back, there's no way he's flopping here at 6K. And I think a lot of people will be off him just because of that, for that reason. And I love him in tournaments. I think he has 40 point upside here. Let's see how many minutes he played last game. Played 34, man. There's no way he's flopping in 34 minutes versus the Lakers and the second night of a back-to-back. So, and they're in the altitude. So I love Will Barton here. Jordan Clarkson, he's in another good matchup, man. Especially if Lou Will's out. If Lou Will's out, man, he's going to see another 35 minutes. And, man, he's been producing like crazy. Let's go take a look. 35, 39, 34, 37, 37, 33. Pretty much just round that off to 34. But, man, that guy's been balling. He's probably going to be high owned as well. But if it comes down to Will Barton and Clarkson, I'm probably take Will Barton for upside in tournaments. Maybe cash games you could look towards Clarkson. But it's kind of hard to guess these percentages sometimes because I've been horrible at guessing percentages lately. Like I'll probably think Barton's gonna be 60% owned, and then he'll be like 20, and then Clarkson to be like 60. And I'll be like, damn, I want to take this guy for the block, but I guess the percentage is wrong. And yeah, so that's how it usually plays out sometimes for me in cash. But I think both of these guys are pretty solid. I don't think neither of these guys will break your cash game lineup. I think they're both pretty solid. Also, who else did I have? Okay, I like Rodney Hood a little bit just because of the fact he's playing DeMar DeRozan. But since Utah and Toronto play so damn slow, I don't know if that leaves any upside here. So I'm off of him there, but I think he has a great matchup. Avery Bradley versus Portland. He's a tournament option. Seeing that unless he's getting a bunch of points, he's not really gonna hit value for you here. Um, Look, he plays so many minutes, but his floor is super low. He played 44 minutes, 19 points. 36, 19 points. 34, 19. I understand that's Utah, so we'll give him a pass. 21.9 versus Denver and 32, not great. 13 versus and 36 versus Miami, not good at all. So this guy is definitely a tournament only option, man. But I do think he has a great matchup here. Let's go see how Portland fares against shooting guards. So okay, so they actually done a little bit better, man. They were like top 5 for most of the season. They kind of dropped down a little bit, so maybe some merit to fade in Avery Bradley, but I still think he's solid here. Just because when you look at the matchup on paper, let's go. When you look at it on paper, man, I don't like Jay Crowder versus Aminu. Amir Johnson versus Holland. Amir Johnson's always a tournament option, but he doesn't play a bunch of minutes. I like Sullinger versus Plumlee a little bit. And IT2, I like him versus Lillard, but he's not going to hit value unless he gets a bunch of. Man, he might have to actually put up 30, but his minutes are way down, so that's why I didn't talk about him. I know I said I'm only. Look, let's go. Look, I know a lot of people are probably going to like him versus Lillard, but I can't play him when he's not playing 34 to 35 minutes here. I need every bit. I need every minute I could get out of him. And at 7,800, I might as well just bite the bullet, take a Kemba Walker there. So, that's the way I'm looking at it. So let's go back here. Avery Bradley, decent matchup. Let's go take a look at his usage real quick. Let's go see if I can talk myself into him a little bit in tournaments. I don't know if he's worth the risk, but let's see. Okay, so in the last 4 games, he has an 18.4 usage rate. Not good, not that great at all. So if I'm already not high on him, and his usage rate is not high, I'm probably gonna fade him. But he's still worth his side. I still think he has 30-point upside, but I'm not sold on him. Bradley Beal's a fade for me. Who else we got? Eric Gordon versus James Harden. He's in a great spot here. Let's go. We just seen his usage rate when we were looking at Drew Holiday. He had a 30.2 usage rate in the last game. I know it's a small sample size, but he's getting some Harden defense. And at 5,300, I don't know if I really want to fade that, man. 34 minutes in his first game back. There's no restriction on him. I know he had to put up 31 real points to hit value, but I still like him a little bit. I still think he can get 25 FDP. I'm not so a lot of people might chase these points, and he's gonna be seeing some Harden defense. So a lot of people gonna chase those points, especially even with AD back. But I'm not sold on him getting a 40, but I can definitely see him getting 25 to 30 FDP in this matchup. I like him a little bit here. That usage was super high. I know it's with AD out, but he's in a solid matchup here. Let's go see where the Rockets rank in DVP. So Rockets bottom 10 team versus shooting guards and DVP. Aaron Gordon, great matchup. We know Harden don't play defense, so that's just the main reason for it. Now we got Zach LaVine versus some Garrett Temple, man. I'm loving the minutes. 41 last game. He played in a blowout, so when it's a blowout, he's still gonna get burned. He's still gonna hit value. And then in a close game, he's still gonna see 35 plus minutes. So I like him here a lot. He's gonna have some Garrett Temple defense. I think that's pretty solid. And this is a game that actually suits him, man. He's one of those guys that wants to play up in pace, and I think this game's gonna be super high pace. I just can't see any way he gets less than 25 here. At 5,200, that's all you probably really need. So I like him. The usage rate isn't that high, but he can just fall into 25 FDP. He doesn't have to do much here when you're playing the Wizards. So let's go see what his usage has been. In the last 4, only 17.9. Not the greatest, but I think this is a pretty solid matchup. Let's go see DVP for shooting guards versus Washington. So they're bottom 10 team versus shooting guards. I think he's in a great spot here. I'm not really scared of any freaking Garrett Temple, Gary Neal, whoever they throw out there, Bradley Beal. So I like Levine a lot. So he's one of the plays. And then my last shooting guard that that I like a lot in tournaments and a little bit in cash. I'm probably not sold on him in cash, but I like Lance Stevenson. He's been balling lately. Got you 20. He's gotten you 20 FDP in four out of his last 5 games. Pretty solid option. The usage rate is super high. Let's go take a look at it real quick. Okay, so within the last 4 games, he has a 22.0 usage rate. He's a guy that's seen 21, 20, 25 minutes, 27. I mean, against Sacramento, all he might need is 20 minutes. So they don't really play much defense. The game's going to be up in pace. And this is a game where Lance can kind of feast in. He's been actually producing, man. I don't know what it was, but he couldn't do anything on the Clippers and the Hornets. And he comes to Memphis, and now he knows how to play basketball again. So I think he's a pretty solid option. So after that, I think we're pretty much done with shooting guards. We can move on to small forward now. KD, probably my favorite small forward of the day. I think he has just because I don't like Westbrook as much, and I know that the Thunder have to put up some kind of points, and I think a lot of it's gonna come from KD. I don't like his price tag. You pretty much need 52 to 55 from him. I think that's pretty attainable here. Seeing that the Lakers aren't that good. I mean, I said the Lakers. The Clippers aren't that good in rebounding, and they don't really have anybody that can defend KD. I guess Mba Mute, but he doesn't play much minutes, and he's questionable right now. So I'm not sold on anybody really slowing KD down. And I'm almost certain he's going to play more than 32 minutes. This game is going to be close, so he's probably going to see upward of 35 to 38. So probably possibly even 40. So I like KD a lot here, especially if this game stays close. So I think he has 55-point upside. So I like him a little bit in cash. We'll see if we can fit him here. But shooting guard, okay. I want to actually go fill in the shooting guard too, who I think is pretty solid. Man, we can actually make this a tournament line. So I'll put in Lance just to save some salary. So I'll put in Lance to make him dance. So next is my second favorite small forward after that. I'm not too high on guys like Paul George, Giannis. I like Kawhi a little bit, but this game's looking like a blowout. The Spurs tend to blow teams out at home. So Detroit right now they're 11-point underdogs. Let's see. Okay, yeah, they're 11-point underdogs on the road. So probably not gonna play Kawhi here. We might not get the ceiling that we need from it. And Detroit doesn't have much of a bench, so if the Spurs turn up on them early, there's no way that Detroit can win because they don't have a bench. Next, uh, Gordon Hayward in this low pace game, not really feeling that. Small forwards, you don't really put on Toronto with. Trevor Ariza's pretty solid matchup, but I'm not sold on him getting these. That price tag just too much for Ariza, man. Ariza's not a 6,500 guy. I'm not sold on him doing this again. 20 points, 8 rebounds, 11 assists. 11 assists, golly. But he has been producing lately, so maybe he's worth a tournament option. But I can't play 6,500 for a reason in this matchup. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him do it again, just because New Orleans isn't that great of a defense. But I'm just not sold on him right now. Trey Crowder, I have a rule where I don't play him above over 6K, so I'll probably look elsewhere. I like Evan Turner a little bit, but mainly tournaments, man. I'm not too high on a lot of the small forwards today. But Jeff Green, this is a guy I like, especially if Mba Mute's out. He played 31 minutes in the past 2 games, and at that price tag against OKC, I don't see there's any way he doesn't hit value. The game's gonna be a little bit up there in pace, so I like him. But then at the same price, 100 cheaper, you got Matt Barnes, who's been producing. He's gonna be super high on the cash, so you can probably just lock him in. He's not a high usage guy, but man, this is Sacramento. They don't play much defense. He's gonna be at least 60% owned, man. If you look, I don't think Matt Barnes has been under 40% owned in like the last like week or so, man. He's been at least 40% owned like for at least 5, 6 games straight. So after that, man, I'm not sold on too many of the small forwards. Otto Porter's not playing 30 minutes, so I don't like him at that price tag. Who else we got down there? Maybe Shabazz in a fast-paced game. He's worth a tournament option. He played 34 minutes last game in the blowout, but that was a blowout, so probably don't want to bank on 34 from him again. But he's probably still in a good matchup here. Maybe if Gorgie Jang doesn't play, cause we'll get to that. Let's see. After that, everybody else here is just tournament option. Nowhere I can play any of them in cash. But I want to show you guys this actually. Gorgie Jang has he missed practice on Tuesday due to personal reasons. But if he doesn't play today, man, Shabazz definitely gets that bump because Cat will move up to the center. It might go to a little bit of small ball lineup and play Shabazz a lot. So I like him if Gorgie Jang's out. So pretty much, I think I was done with small forwards there. We kind of move on. Maybe Kyle Anderson if you want to get cute. Let's see real quick. In the tournament for some salary relief. Where's he at? Damn, his prices actually came up. So, damn, where the hell? Oh, he's right at 3,600. Okay, never mind. That might be a little bit of a reach. He's not playing 23 minutes. Okay. Nah, Detroit's still a solid defensive team, so and they're not a fast-paced team, so maybe that's getting too cute. I thought he played 26 minutes last game, but he didn't. So, power forward next. AD is my favorite power forward of the day in tournaments and cash. Man, I probably won't play him in cash just because of that injury, man. It's kind of hard to trust him, but the Rockets have been getting destroyed. I mean, destroyed by power forwards, man. If you just go look at the last, I'm pretty sure if you just go look at the last 4 or 5 games, power forwards have like literally annihilated the Rockets. Right now, they're last in DVP, and AD is just licking his chops right now. He's like, oh my god, I have to play. Let's go take a look at it real quick, man. Let's go look at the Rockets schedule. Let's see. Houston Rockets. Okay, right here. Let's just go see the last 4 power forwards. We know Jabari just had a 40-point game versus them. Actually, could have made this quicker by just going see. Just go see. Let's see. Let's go to Houston. See who they played. Okay, so they played Milwaukee. Spurs. Aldridge killed them. Oh yeah, well Portland doesn't really have any main power forward. Derek Favors probably killed them. So let's see Favors. Let's see what he had versus Houston. 43 versus Houston. Okay, now we got Aldridge. And these are all guys that can do whatever they want. 47 versus Houston. Who's the other guy? Jabari Parker. See what he did versus Houston. 47 versus Houston. Let's even see Portland. Let's see if they got any power forward. Let's see if Ed Davis went off or something. Ed Davis, 23 and 19 minutes. Come on, bro. Let's see Vonleh what he did versus. He doesn't play much minutes though, so it's really hard to get a beat on power forwards when they play from Portland. But let's go see who else. So before Portland, they play Phoenix. Let's see. Okay, Humphreys went off. Okay. We don't even have the freaking Humphreys is not even on the roster today. So let's just go see right quick, and after that, we're pretty much gonna end it. We're just showing you a trend right now of what power forwards have done in Houston. So, okay, they started John Lure. John Lure in 21 minutes. Look what he had: 16 points. Pretty much 11. We're gonna do the math, and I had 11, 13, 15, 17, 20, 27 FDP in 21 minutes. Let's go see the other power forward. Chris Humphreys in 27 minutes, 18, 20, 22, 24, 27. 39, 40, 41, 41 FDP versus Houston. So power forwards are killing Houston. That's the main thing I want to get across. Power forwards are killing Houston. So I love AD in tournaments. Probably won't have any news on him until at least close to lock. So definitely stay up on Basketmaster and check his tweets out to see if we got any clarification there. Derek Favors, he's a fave for me in tournaments, but I do like him a little bit. LaMarcus Aldridge versus Detroit. I like him if the game can somehow stay a little bit close, but I'm not sold on that. Zebo, I love Zebo in a fast-paced game here. Let's go see what he's been producing. He's pretty solid in close games. When he gets 30 minutes, he's producing, so I like him a lot. Versus Minnesota, I can understand that's against Karl Anthony Towns. 27 versus Toronto, they play so slow pace. 30 versus the Lakers, 33 versus the Lakers. Then 36.8 versus the Nuggets. But he hasn't been playing 30 minutes consistently. I guess because a lot of these games have been blowouts. That's another thing we have to take into account. A lot of these have been blowouts. So if the game stays close, which I think this is projected to, let's see the over under for this game again. Only a 5 point spread, so the game might stay close. Man, Zebo's in a great matchup because I'm almost certain he's gonna play 30 minutes here. So I like Zebo a lot. And also, I think that's why Matt Barnes killing. I think he's playing a lot of minutes at the 4 because let's take a look. Birdman, I don't think Chris Anderson played much minutes. Let's see. Oh no, he played 22 minutes. That's a lot. So let's see Jermichael Green. Well, that's decent. He only played 12. That's not really nothing. Jarrell Martin. He played 12. So I'm almost certain Matt Barnes is playing a little bit of 4. Probably not for long stretches, but I'm almost certain Matt Barnes played a little bit of power forward. So that's probably why he's been killing. So I like Matt Barnes still. Next we got Aaron Gordon. If there's no Taj Gibson, Aaron Gordon's pretty good. He's gonna be high on the cash. This guy has been one of the guys that's been like 40% owned in cash games for like a week or two straight. So just look at his game log, man. He's producing when he gets the minutes. I think the only reason why he only played 19, he was in foul trouble. That's one, and then they got blown out. So 30 minutes versus Chicago with no Taj Gibson, he's gonna feast. I like him a lot. Not a high usage guy, but he's been producing. He's pretty much hovering around 30 every single game. Gorgie Jang, pretty solid here, but we don't know if he's gonna play or not. But when he does play, he usually gets 38 to 40 minutes, and that might be enough in a fast-paced game for him to exceed. So I like him here. Look, he has 51 point upside, 39, 38, 38. So he's produced plenty of time. So I like him a little bit. Salinger tournament option for me, seeing that he doesn't really get 30 minutes often, and he's kind of high price, man, for a guy that doesn't get 30 minutes often. But let's go take a look at center DVP because he's playing center even though he's listed at power forward. So Portland, man, and they are bottom 5 team versus centers right now. So maybe this America playing Jared Sullinger. I don't know what was going on with Plumlee, but I guess he's been getting killed. So I like Sullinger a little bit. I don't think his usage rate is crazy high or anything like that, but I know it's something solid at least. It has to be at least like 18 or something, 18 to 20. So in the last 4 games, 18.7. That might be solid for a guy who doesn't. A lot of his value doesn't even have to be scoring. It could come from rebounds, blocks, steals, assists. Like Scott, he's pretty even across the board. 12 and 12. He got 12 points, 12 rebounds, hit 41 FDP. 14 and 10, that's solid. So in a game like this, where I think Portland's coming off, they're in a back-to-back. They're in the second leg of a back-to-back. Might be a little bit tired. The Celtics are a fast-paced team. I think they're actually the fastest-paced team in the NBA. We'll fact check that real quick. Let's see. That's what we're gonna see real quick. I know this video is still gonna end up being long, but hey man, I gotta give out some quality content at least. So Boston, third fastest paced team in the NBA right now. They're at home. Portland's in the second leg of back to back. Sullinger might just be able to take advantage of that a little bit. So I like him a little bit. Even with the 18.7 usage rate, at least unlike Avery Bradley who has a low usage. Well, they have similar usage. Sullinger's gonna get you like 8 to 10 rebounds and close to 30 minutes. So what he's been seeing, 25, 27, 31, 30. So he gets 28 to 30 minutes here. I think he's solid. And that was a bad matchup for him last time versus Utah. So he's been producing most games. I like him a little bit. So my next power forward, actually, I like Marvin Williams quite a bit. I do like Fareed, but man, he's been dealing with back injuries all year, and he's questionable. And I really don't want to pick on him there, man. This might be the situation. Like even if he does play, he might see like 15, 20 minutes the most. So I'm not even touching him today. Marvin Williams versus Philly. Let's go see where they rank in DVP versus power forwards. So they're third worst right now. Marvin Williams. Let's go take a look at his usage, man. I think this is a great spot for him. He kind of underperformed yesterday, but I think that he can bounce back here versus Philly at least. 20.3 usage rate in the last 4 games. I don't really care much about the Jeremy Lin, Troy Daniels, Gutierrez, and Land thing because they don't play that many minutes. Marvin Williams pretty much averaging around 30 minutes every game. It gets Philly, a fast-paced team. He hasn't had less. Okay, 25. They actually blew out Cleveland, so almost every close game he's seeing 30 to 32 minutes. So I like that a lot. Marv Williams in a great spot here. 20 point. We just saw his usage at about a 20. So I don't like the price tag. It kind of limits his upside, but we seen this dude sailing 48 versus Indiana. That's crazy. Got you 32 versus Brooklyn, 36 versus Miami. So he's more of a tournament option at that price tag, but I think he's pretty solid here. I like him a lot. Then the last power forward that I'm kind of just sold on is Julius Randle, man. He's in a great spot versus Denver, especially if there is no Kenneth Faried. This guy's been pretty solid with the rebounders and points. He's pretty much close to averaging a double-double every game. Hovering around 13, hovering in double-digit rebounds every game. 16, 19, 15, 12, 14, 13. And he's in a great spot here versus Denver. Let's go see where he's struggling DVP. If they do struggle at all. Denver, bottom 10 team versus power forwards. Let's go take a look at Randall's usage. Let's see. 23.1 usage rate in the last 4 games. That's pretty darn good. So I like him here at 6K. I know Kobe's going to be back today, but that's not really going to steer me too far off of Randall. Probably just more of a tournament option because you kind of want to be chalky today. Probably don't want to risk it too much. So, and then the second leg of it back-to-back. How many minutes did he play? 31. He's been seeing that pretty. I think he's seeing that against, but who knows? Then next, I think that was about it for power forward. The one guy I might take a look at if Nene's out again, Markieff Morris. He might be worth a look, but I don't really trust him versus Karl Anthony Towns. And then Jeremy Grant if Jalil Okafor doesn't play, but he's expected to play. Oh, matter of fact, I forgot one guy. Bobby Portis, man. It doesn't look like Taj Gibson's gonna play, so Bobby Portis might just see 30 minutes here. He's probably a lock in cash games. I pretty much just have to lock him in there. And that's how that goes, man. I want to actually fill in another power forward though. Who else can we get? Who else did I like? I think is pretty safe. Maybe Aaron Gordon here. I think a lot of people will be on him. And then next we have center. I like DeMarcus Cousins here. He's been feasting. I think he was on the injury report, but they pretty much just cleared it up. He's expected to play. There's no setbacks on him or whatever. But look at his game log, man. He needs 55 for value. He's doing that. He's doing that quite often. 53, 52, 68, 55, 58, 55. I don't think anybody's really going to slow him down this matchup. Who did they start? Who did Memphis start at? Who was expected to start at center, actually? I'm trying to figure out who they started at center last time. So they're going to start Birdman. Boogie's just going to put him in foul trouble, and we could just kind of move on to the next play. So, Boogie, they don't really have any quality centers to lock him up. And Chris Anderson doesn't play many minutes anyway, so he's pretty much just going to use up his fouls, I guess. So, Boogie's a great cash game play. Don't know if you necessarily have to play him today, but there's quite a few options that I like today, so we'll see how that turns out. Next, we got Pau Gasol versus Orlando. I'm not too high on them just because of that price tag. Orlando's pretty much middle of the pack versus centers, and I told you guys I'm not sold on the Bulls, especially keeping this close here today. More of a tournament option for me with Pal, especially with D Rose playing. Karl Anthony Towns, power forward versus these guys versus Washington in a fast paced game. He could be in a good matchup here. I like him a little bit. Only problem I have with him is I like quite a few guys from Minnesota today, so I don't know if he hits value. I guess it probably depends if Gorgie Jang plays or not. But I like Karl Anthony Towns. Drummond, a fade. Dwight Howard, centers have abused New Orleans. Dwight Howard's definitely in play for me. Probably not a cash game play for me, but I like him a lot. I could definitely see him hitting 5 times value here today. So New Orleans, second to worst in DVP. And boy, Dwight Howard, I think his usage has probably went up a little bit as well. So we'll take a look at it. So in the last 4 games, Dwight Howard has a 21.4 usage rate. Not the greatest in the world, but I think it's still pretty solid. Still seeing heavy minutes, actually. 35, 36, 37, 40. So 40 minutes versus New Orleans, possibly. Man, he's gonna feast. I like him a lot. I like the James Harden and Dwight Howard stack. Vucevic versus Chicago, great matchup here. I'm just not sold on playing Vucevic above 8K, man. we know he has 50 point upside, but man, I just don't like playing him above 8K. I'd rather just take Dwight, even though he Vucevic. Matter of fact, Dwight actually has a safer floor, but probably. Okay, 28 versus Phoenix. That was in 33 minutes. 35 versus Golden State. Okay. All right, 24 versus Phoenix. That's pretty disappointing, but he was not getting minutes those games. And those aren't games where you probably want to pick on Tyson Chandler. I don't want to pick on Tyson Chandler. Utah, 40 versus Utah, and that wasn't a great matchup. 3-3 versus the Spurs. Not a great matchup there. So, man, we see what he's doing in great matchups. Portland, Milwaukee. Um, he had a bad matchup versus Utah. Still did pretty solid. Portland again. Damn, he's killing Portland, yo. Yo, all his 40 point games are against Portland, but man, I like him a little bit here today. The next one I got Jokic on the list, man. We gotta talk about Jokic. He hasn't been seeing that many minutes here, but if he does just happen to see 25 with a readout, man, is there any way he doesn't see 25 with a readout, man? Let's see. Nurkic might see some. Laverne might actually see some of Fareed's minutes. So I think Nurkic. I mean, oh my God, I keep getting all these guys confused. Jokic might see 25 minutes here, and 25 minutes versus the Lakers. I love that here. Let's go take a look at DVP. And then on the second leg of it, back to back, third worst team versus centers. Let's go take a look at Jokic usage rate. He is a tournament option, though. I will say that. Okay, so in the last 4 games, a 20.7 usage rate, and at his price tag, that's pretty darn good. So I like him a little bit here. And there's a possibility he plays 25 minutes, so that's all he might need versus the Lakers to get 35 or something. And Fareed, there's no certainty with Fareed, so I think also if Fareed's out, that probably bumps up Darrell Arthur a little bit. So you seen 27 minutes last game, so I like that a little bit. So after that, after Jokic, my last center. Oh no, I actually had Jefferson. In case of a blow, I think Jefferson could be sneaky in a tournament. We just seen his upside a little bit yesterday. In 19 minutes, he put up 29 FDP, and that was against Phoenix, man. Chandler didn't play that many minutes, but still. Jefferson, I like him a lot, especially if this game turns to a blowout, man. He sees 23 minutes. 23 minutes versus Philadelphia is pretty darn good. But I mean, I guess at the same price, I'd rather just take Jokic playing the Lakers. So I probably wouldn't touch Jefferson at all here. And then Plumlee, I like him a little bit. Let's go to him. Mason Plumlee 5,200 versus Boston. If this game does stay close, I like him a little bit. Boston has been struggling versus centers. He's not a usage guy at all, but he could feed a little bit off of Lillard and McCollum, feeding him those assists. Boston bottom 5 versus centers, so there's some merit to playing Plumlee, especially seeing the minutes that he's seeing. So I like him a little bit for tournaments. Probably gonna kind of adjust this lineup just so we can fit some solid play. So we got Portis. We might just want to go Arthur. That wouldn't give us enough for Boogie though. Kind of want to fit Boogie in this lineup. Who will we fade though to get Boogie? Is there some merit to fading James Harden? Possibly. But okay, let's see who we can get if we fade James Harden. Okay, shooting guard that I'm sold on. I'm not really sold on too many guys though. That's the thing. So I probably want to keep Harden, keep Lance to make him dance. Can you fade KD here? Maybe you can fade KD here. He's probably the most fadeable of all. Find a solid option. Maybe Evan Turner, but that might be a little risky. I like Jeff Green a little bit, so we could do that. Then we have the chance to upgrade. So who could we upgrade if we go? Okay. Who's the guy I'm sold on? I like AD a lot, but we can't fit AD and Harden in the same lineup. So guess we could just upgrade Lance, see what we get. 7,700 for a shooting guard. I don't like the guys around this price tag. I don't know. Oh, matter of fact, I know what we can do. Okay. We can upgrade to Kemba. Upgrade to Kemba. All right, 82. I'll just leave 900 on the table. Maybe we can upgrade something else. But for right now, I think this is pretty solid. Maybe if you get yeah, I think it's pretty solid. So with that being said, oh no, we can actually upgrade again for the 800. Yeah, no, we don't have enough for Levine. I thought we might have enough for Levine there. But nope, we actually don't. So that sucks. But man, we can still stick to the same lineup. Let's go back to Lance to make him dance. So Lance to make him dance pretty solid. I think you could. I think you get away with roster him in the cash. I don't think he kills the lineup, and he'd probably be like 25% owned. So I like him a lot. And with that being said, man, we're definitely gonna come to an end. If you like this video, enjoyed it, man, definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe, man. I appreciate it. We'll be coming back with more content. Being that tomorrow's a Thursday, I probably won't drop a video since Thursday slates are usually like 3 to 4 games. Don't play those. So, with that being said, I'm out of here. Hopefully, we win some money. Peace.